We're going to bring in our next guest now after a quick word from FanDuel. Get ready to tackle all of the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if that first $5 bet wins. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
We'll bring Shaun King in. Shaun, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. Let me first say, as
Shaun
big
froze
fella,
up.
We got Shaun
Can you
back.
hear me?
You're good, Shaun. Yep, we got you.
I hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, AG, riding the horse is a big fella, overrated, man. Ruined my trip to Dominican Republic.
Got you up out of here?
Yeah, man, got off that thing, couldn't walk for 2 days, man. Don't let them trick you into it.
I got on a horse once in my 20s. I was on a horse.
Man.
I was like, that's it for me, man.
Hey, listen,
I'm never doing that again.
I don't do horses. I don't
Yeah.
do four-wheelers. I don't skydive. Listen, if I'm gonna go up out of here, you're gonna be like, G. Bush was at the house, man. He you get me.
By the
D
way,
probably the only one. D's the only one in playing shape. He might get away
man,
with a
let's go.
short ride.
Let's
Right,
go.
yeah, right.
I'll jump on that thing right now.
Water skis.
I've only seen him regularly again now for the last couple of months. It's still kind of weird how skinny he is. You've never been this thin
Nah, I feel great.
as an adult.
It's called.
Dude,
And
I'll never put that weight on again.
Yeah,
I promise
good.
you that.
It's
My
good.
body, my back, my knees love me right
Yeah,
now.
that's true.
I'll tell you that
it's
much.
called health.
By the way, Shaun, unrelated to the Browns here, because none of these guys play for the Browns, although one of them used to. I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, and we were talking about how if you made an all-star team of wide receivers just from LSU and Ohio State versus,
you Gucci.
versus every other college in America,
man.
you'd have better wide receivers from just those two. I mean, think about it. From Ohio State, you got Olave, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., JSN, and Terry McLaurin. Just those five.
That's wild.
And then from LSU,
Dang, dude.
you've got Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Michael Thomas, and
Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors. And who's the fifth? We'll throw in OBJ, I guess, as the fifth.
Sure.
Sure. Brian Thomas.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I mean, they
Brian
loaded.
Brian, yeah.
I mean,
You got more than 4 already.
I mean, that's crazy. Don't forget, even if you take out OBJ because he's old, those other 9 receivers between the two, JSN would be your 9th receiver. And that guy's on the verge of becoming a Pro Bowler, I think.
That's wild.
I mean, it's just crazy that those two schools have produced in the last few years all these great receivers.
I think that might be a conference thing because I think you could probably put Alabama, Ole Miss together and come up with some dudes. It's just, and look at what's at Alabama now. Ryan Williams. It's dudes down there in the South, man. We play the game a different way in the South. No offense to anywhere else in this country.
Hey, but listen, I want to throw this. I know McNugget's gonna be salty at this one, man. But I got to get to it because I think we be dragging our feet. There has been something that we've been told that this is a mid quarterback draft. I know you watch all kind of tape. I know you stay breaking it down. When you look at these guys, Carson Beck, Shedeur Sanders, Quinn Ewers, who's the next?
Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Which one of those guys?
The LSU guy.
Nussmeier. Out of those dudes, what is your quick take on all of them, and who do you feel like has the mojo to get it done?
I think the story's still being written on all those guys. I won't even attempt to evaluate them until the end of the season. I just think it's an incomplete evaluation right now. If you had to put my feet to the fire, I would say either Cam or Shedeur would be number 1 in my book, but I would have them behind Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, and Caleb Williams if they came out last year.
Okay. All right.
You think Michael Penix is going to be? I know he hasn't played at this point, but do you like him?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be box office. If you like Kirk Cousins in the offense, he's better at everything than Kirk Cousins, except he lacks experience.
Wow. That's a bit. Jaden Daniels has been.
I love that guy, man.
unbelievable.
I love that guy.
Phenomenal. I had him unequivocally number one. They almost banned me in Chicago. I was on 6'10" to score, and I told them that Jaden Daniels was 10 times more prepared to play in the NFL than Caleb Williams, and they thought I was crazy. That kid is box office. If he can stay healthy, he's got to be very intentional this offseason about putting on some weight, like creating a thicker frame. But if he can stay healthy, man, he's going to be really, really good for a long time.
Dang, man. So
I do want to get to Jameis, though. I
was going to ask you that now. Let's get to it because, it was a down week for him after a nice week. The week prior against the Baltimore Ravens. What did you make of his performance? Maybe you heard a little of Leroy there at the end, too, talking about how he didn't take enough deep shots down the field or complete enough deep balls. Overall, what did you think?
So here's what I think. The Browns aren't good enough for a defense like the Chargers. One of the things that's not being talked about in National Football League, the Chargers may have the best defense in football. This might shock some people. Some people are statisticians and they know it. What if I told you that the Chargers have given up 20 points once this year? Once. In every other game, their defense has held the opposition to 17 or less outside of one game where I think somebody scored 19. So they have not given up more than 20 points in any game in 2024. They are damn good. The Browns, as they sit here currently, they're just not good enough for a team that's that good. They don't have the weaponry, the elite playmakers to produce points. To put in contrast, for people that think I'm crazy, you would think the Baltimore Ravens are better. The Baltimore Ravens have given up 25 or more points 6 times this season. So the caliber of defense was upgraded substantially, and I think it exposed some of the things that Cleveland has to get fixed this offseason. And I'm going to say this now, I don't think quarterback should be one of them.
Well, the funny thing is, Shaun, is everybody went bananas with how well Jameis played the first week. And now people are going bananas the opposite way with how poorly he played in week 2. People were talking about contract extension after one game, and now people are like, he stinks, he said blah, blah, blah. Well, to me, that's ridiculous. You got to see how he plays the rest of the year. I'm with you. I'm not ready to write off. I shouldn't say I'm with you, because, you know better than I do. I think we got to see more of Jameis the rest of the year before you make a decision on him going forward. But I'm certainly with you that I'm not writing him off as being the guy next year potentially for them based on one bad game against, as you said, a really good defense.
Here's what really stood out to me. He never stopped trying to win. Even though things weren't going well, they were very one-dimensional. I think Jameis was the second leading rusher with 27 yards. I think Chubb had around 39 or 40. No one else had over 10. So extremely one-dimensional against an elite defense. But every time Jameis went on the field, he was trying to win. And in doing that, he's trying to create some plays and you put some balls in harm's way. But I can live with that. I want my quarterback to be aggressive. I think about the Browns and I think about what they could be if they get better around Jameis. And it's a lot cheaper to get better at the other positions than it is to improve overnight at quarterback. Trust me.
When you look at, I guess, the surrounding part, maybe you watch this a little bit. What are they trying to accomplish in the run game? Like, I watch it and I just don't know what the run concepts are. There's some. I was watching the Baltimore Ravens game, and I was watching them double team and run some duo plays, and it seemed as if they were double teaming at the point of attack, but never getting to the second level. And maybe they're just trying to get people off the line of scrimmage, but some of the run schemes, it just doesn't seem like it's cohesive to what they're trying to run. What have you seen in the run game for the Browns?
I think run game success is based on mentality. And I think that has to be created from the beginning of the season in practice. If you look at the Chiefs run the ball effectively because they don't stop trying to run the ball. Like, they're going to make you – I know Dustin calls Kareem Hunt. He's going to get he's going to make every run a 3-yard run and then make every 6-yard run a 3-yard run or something like that.
The Jason Lloyd quote. If you need 3,
Look.
he'll get you 3. You need 6, he'll
Get
you
you
3.
3. So true.
Right. But because the Chiefs' mentality, Andy Reid being a former O-line coach, they just continue to make you make those tackles. And I think that's what Cleveland, when they were good the last year and a half in those stretches, I thought it was because they were committed to running the ball. And the thing with that is you want to have speed and length on the outside. So when you do play action, you can be aggressive down the field. You know, we're trying to find out. Jameis is giving them a lot of opportunities, how good Tillman can be. But to be honest, I mean, where would you rank Cleveland's current wide receiver core out of the 32 companies that reside in the NFL? I mean, we're talking bottom 5 probably?
Yeah, easy.
I like what I've seen from Cedric Tillman. I got to tell you,
I do
Me too.
I think he's played
Me
well.
too.
I think he's promising. They don't have enough. The problem is, like, I think Jerry Jeudy's a decent number 2 receiver, and Cedric Tillman's improving, but they don't have a legitimate number 1 that the best wide receiving cores do.
Can you imagine how good those guys would be if they had a Mike Evans?
Right. If you had a legitimate number 1, you're good enough at 2 and 3.
And no offense to Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
No offense to Jerry Jeudy, but if he never played another down right now, we call him an underachiever.
No doubt.
He's
100%.
never lived up to the expectations coming out of Alabama. And the change of scenery hadn't really catapulted him like we thought it would, you know. So maybe he's not an elite number 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
So now you Tillman's kind of being discovered, but nobody will put him in the number 1 category that some teams have with a Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase or you know some of these guys. And the reason I'm bringing this up is not to talk down on any of the other players, but to make the point that Cleveland has more issues than just quarterback. And I think what Jameis is going to show over the course of the rest of the season is that I don't think they have an issue at quarterback anymore. They've got to get better around the Q.
But you think you don't think they need a long-term answer at the position?
No, I think Jameis being 29, I think he is.
Yeah.
I mean, Jameis got a good 5-6 years left in him the way he plays. I mean, he's not a guy that depends on his legs to beat you. I mean, he's a traditional pocket passer that has enough functional mobility that if needed, he can pick up a first down on 3rd and 6 if things break down. So, I mean, I look at this thing in 4 to 5 year windows. I mean, if they decide he's their quarterback, then you got your guy next 4 or 5 years. If the Dorian Thompson, what is it? Robinson, Thompson, or Thompson, DTR, if he continues to develop behind a much better teacher in Jameis Winston than Deshaun Watson. And here, let me make this point right quick. I think I've said this on here before. Association breeds assimilation, right? Whatever you hang around that environment, you start to take on the characteristics and attributes of that environment. You can see it in Jordan Love, right? When you watch Jordan Love, you can see some of Aaron Rodgers, like the off-balance throws, the sidearm stuff. That's why he's inconsistent. To go from Washington to Sean Watson, who's talented but fundamentally very unsound, to watching Jameis Winston every day, that's going to help DTR immensely in his development.
Shaun, you think the best free agent wide receiver this upcoming season is T. Higgins? And not only is he good,
Baller.
you'd be stealing him from a rival. I mean, he's been the number 2 guy, obviously, in Cincinnati. I think he's good enough to be a 1. I think he's, he's probably like an Amari Cooper number 1. He's not an elite number 1, but a good, he's certainly better than anybody they got. Is that a must move for you this offseason?
Absolutely, you got to be in the play. Yeah, absolutely, you got to be in play for that. The thing with T though, T wants to get paid. He's not coming on a discount.
Nope.
So it's just when you're looking at how you're going to allocate your resources, you got to keep that in mind. But T. Higgins to me he's shown the ability to be a number 1. He's never had to be a number 1. And here's what I mean by that. It's one thing to look like the number 1 when you're getting the second best corner all the time. It's another thing when Denver comes to town and they're going to put Surtain on you the entire game. Can you still give me 7 for 85 and a touch?
Right.
That's a real number 1. So I only say that because if you're going to pay a guy like Justin Jefferson, then hell, I want him to be like Justin Jefferson.
That's right. That's fair.
Hey, Hey, what'd you make of some of those busts by the secondary? The Browns defense. They did a nice job, but they couldn't get off the field. Those big chunk plays that happened with the secondary were on third downs too, which is really, really disappointing.
Yeah, the pressure bust pipes, and they were under so much pressure because the offense couldn't get off of that field goal. I mean, it just eventually they screwed it up. I mean, because they played admirably. I mean, Myles Garrett, man, he got a couple rushes in that game. I know when I'm watching the All-22, I'm supposed to be looking at the quarterback, but I'm a football junkie, so I can't help but watch it all. Man, Myles made some rushes. Good Lord Almighty, he gonna have tackles scared. They can't sleep at night. But when your defense is under that kind of pressure, every time they go on the field, like at some point, they pay the other guys too, and they made some mistakes. And I really think it was over aggressive on the initial touchdown up the sideline. Who was that, to Palmer? Mm-hmm. I think it was it Denzel that came off?
Yep. Yeah.
He's trying to make a play on third and medium on the underneath route, trying to go get an interception. Create offense on defense. And, against a good quarterback, Justin Herbert, he sees it and he punishes you. But I thought overall the defense played winning football.
Shaun, did really quick, the last question is, did we overestimate the talent that we had specifically on offense? Did we overrate?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because when I look at them, I don't see the playmakers. I watch the other games and guys immediately jump off the page. You're like, wow, who's that guy? It just doesn't seem like they have that same level. Where would you put the talent level of the Browns? Because I think sometimes the fan base and us in this little small bubble, we kind of think a certain way, but outside people are like, y'all should rethink that.
Here's what happened in Cleveland, in my opinion. I think you always got to have context when you answer these questions. 2.5, 3 years ago, you had one of the top 3 offensive lines in football. Like, when they were healthy, that group was really, really good. Would you agree with that, or am I misspeaking? They were legit. That has eroded, and they haven't overcompensated outside of it. So now they can't lean on what their bread and butter was, which is Chubb in the run game and being a lead on the offensive line. They added a name player in Jerry Jeudy, but a guy that's still trying to find his way in this league. Mm-hmm. If you take away Amari Cooper's game last year, I think against the Texans where he had like 4 touchdowns, I mean, he was pedestrian statistically. So, I mean, even when Amari was there, it was like they're average at receiver. And Njoku's really good, but they acted like he was invisible for half of the season last year. They're starting to throw him a ball a little bit more. So they're middle of the road. I mean, they're middle of the road. When Cooper was there, without Amari Cooper, I think they're bottom third offensively from just a talent standpoint at the skill positions. Like, they don't have guys who you're like, if we get them the ball, they can take a 10-yard play and turn it into a 50-yard play. They don't have those explosive athletes. And for comparison, Detroit does. You get Jahmyr Gibbs that ball, and I know Jerome Ford, I think, will be better now that Chubb's back when he gets healthy. But if you get Jahmyr Gibbs in space, that's trouble. Mm-hmm. Sam Laporta's outrunning a lot of linebackers. Jameson Williams is taking the top off the defense. I know he's suspended, but like the explosive offenses in this league right now have explosive players.
That's a good point, Shaun. Mm-hmm. And Shaun and Mike, we'll have you guys will have your quarterback breakdown again?
Yep, we're doing it this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good.
Man, Nuggets got this little new toys. He got all kind of stuff going. He got the little Tetris plays over there. He got the dots like the basketball game. Like, he all over. Okay, I see you, Mikey.
Don't mess around.
We trying, Shaun. Don't worry. We're trying.
Thanks, Shaun.
Thank you, Shaun.
Hey, shout out to the Cavs before I leave, man. Keep it up. They're rolling right now.
Yes,